right, testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3. I think the audio is working great. Hello, everybody. Happy post-election day, post-Bitcoin all-time high day. There is a lot of stuff, of course, we have to talk about. We're going to be talking for the next hour, just going over everything. I got a bunch of data I want to look over, a bunch of technical analysis. We're going to be watching a bunch of CNBC videos today because CNBC actually covered a lot of this Bitcoin news today. So, they were very surprised by how much Bitcoin went up just because of the, how would I call it? You know, this Trump surprise. Excuse me. Just got some water. It's been a crazy day. Last night was crazy. Today was crazy. Even the middle of the night was crazy. I was at the cigar lounge until midnight, and we were just watching, and we were waiting for, like, we saw Fox News call it. That we saw everybody else not call it and just be very slow with it. And everybody was waiting and waiting and waiting. And then they finally called it when everybody was going to bed because they didn't want us to have to say it. That was just the craziest thing ever. Before we get started, Loki's whining a little bit for a treat. He's giving me little nose buds. So say hello to Loki. Come here. Yeah, huh? There you go. But yeah, so again, just a lot of crazy stuff going on today. So we're going to start off with that. I would say just kind of do a little bit of a quick little 5-minute discussion about the election. I want to hear you guys' thoughts about it. Of course, it was just a historic moment. I mean, what else can you say? I mean, forget about Bitcoin for a second, which is very hard for us to do. The fact that Trump won so easily, I think was astounding. Remember, when they were talking about what's on the map and they were kind of giving a rosy picture, I told you guys, I stopped the photo at this one guy on the table at the desk, and he looked very concerned. And I was like, that's not the face you make if you're very happy with the results, right? So we definitely saw some crazy stuff. The media did not want to have to cover that last night. I'm pretty sure, like everybody else, the media thought Kamala was going to win here, and it just did not happen. And it did not happen fast. I think it was called before 10 o'clock, maybe before 11 o'clock on the Pacific Coast. That's how fast the election was called. They barely got through counting Washington state votes, Oregon votes, and California votes before they had called the presidential election, which was just absolutely insane. So because of all that, we now have Donald Trump going to the White House. He is not going to be in the White House until January 20th. So we still have Biden to worry about, Gary Gensler to worry about for November, December, and most of January. So I want you guys to understand that when we're talking about the technical analysis and stuff, everything is gearing up for a beautiful Bitcoin move. Everything is looking very nice. Ethereum is popping off as we speak. Actually, Solana is continuing to go higher. We're looking at some good stuff. This is where those of you guys that have been dollar cost averaging, you guys are very happy with your results. And we're going to be going over my dollar cost average trades because I still think there's one or two that are down, but I think a lot of them over the last 24 hours have finally gotten bullish, which is going to be very good here. The majority of my spot trades are bullish right now after being just bearish over the past few days. I mean, they were still negative in the red. Sure, they were getting closer, but they just weren't there. This Bitcoin breakout to above $75,000 has really given us some good hope here. I think the high that we had yesterday was 76,400. Next stop 77,000, 80,000. What comes after that? We're in a good spot. So, hey, Villa, happy to see you. GT Cameron, multi-stacker, happy to see you. Lisa, hey. My thoughts, I've discovered a new comfort food, donuts and coffee. And hey, Wilder, happy to see you. Thank you for being a member as always. And hey, Max, hope you've been enjoying the volatility. I very much have been. I think it's just because that weekly chart that I looked at, I'm happy that the momentum can still help us make some good swing trades. And right now, I mean, if you bought the breakout, you guys are doing fine. And if you guys are going to wait till Sunday until we have the confirmation close, you still can buy more stuff. But I think the big point here is, at least for now, because, we don't know exactly what's going to happen. Dollar cost averaging has really given us a nice bit of profit, and I really do enjoy that profit. I don't know when I'm going to sell. Remember, guys, I told you guys I'm going to sell my first batch of Bitcoin this cycle for like buying, when I bought back at 25,000, 20,000, 15,000. That first batch of Bitcoin being sold is going to happen around $80,000. Now, it's only going to be about 5-10%, but that's going to be the first batch. If you have an average around $20,000 for Bitcoin, $80,000 is a good return. It's a pretty good return, right? So, but again, it's only gonna be like 5-10%. I think at this point, because Trump did win, I think I'd probably only take out about 5% just to, Trump got me bullish on Bitcoin here. Bitcoin should keep on going up today if we're lucky, because of the way the market kind of booms here. So, but I think right now you got to be careful. This is going to be a little bit more of a day trading style, or if you're willing to swing trade, you just have to worry. There's going to be some volatility over the next couple weeks that's going to shake people out, and then we're going to probably keep on going up. So we'll talk about all that stuff here in a second. And hey, Matt, it's happy to see you. Trump 2024. It was definitely a Trump night. It was wild how fast the media got depressed. And if you look at the panels, I think ABC News probably is the best panel where I like to listen to all the people talk, because they have more conservatives, more partisans, I would say, that can kind of articulate better what the average American feels. But I was looking on CNN. Everybody on the panel except for one conservative hated Trump, right? And so whenever the conservative would talk, all the other people would shout at him and be like, oh, no, that's not right. No, you're making stuff, that type of stuff. Same thing on MSNBC. Actually, I don't even think MSNBC had like a real conservative. It was kind of like a fake conservative. But there's that. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff going on. It's just a crazy, crazy night. I had myself a nice cigar to celebrate the crypto pump here. It was a very good move. Billions raised for no reason. I mean, you're trying to, yeah, I mean, billions of dollars wasted. I mean, I get what you're saying. Yeah. But, money helps, but you have to have a clear message. And remember, when asked, Kamala said she would not do anything differently than Joe Biden, which was the craziest answer I've ever heard, because Joe Biden has not been a successful president. But you know what? Joe Biden's peace now. He's old, he's a little bit of memory loss and stuff. He's out. He's chill. He's going to go out to his Delaware mansion, just like chill the fuck out for the rest of his life. Kamala, she wanted to have a history. She's no longer a senator because she became a VP. Now she has nowhere to go. She can kind of linger around a little bit, but she's no Barack Obama. You know what I mean? Like, she can't take that role. And even Barack Obama, in defending Kamala Harris, messed up his reputation among African Americans because he got kind of condescending to us. So I was talking with a bunch of black friends yesterday during the election. A lot of people didn't like Kamala, and they soured a little bit on Barack Obama, which was interesting. But yeah, so it just crazy night. Mike Sprinkles, oh yeah. When it comes to stuff like this, I'm like, everything's so fine. It's so sweet. You know what I mean? When things are sweet, you can sprinkle. But yeah, it's just a crazy time. But okay, everybody, let's get into the technical analysis here. Because right now, Bitcoin is doing very, very well. You see Bitcoin up 0.5% in the last few minutes. We're up $348, very, very close to all-time highs again. Ethereum, though, is what's booming. Now, I told you guys about Ethereum yesterday pretty adamantly, like, hey, get ready, because Ethereum is looking for a big move because of the 20-week moving average here. And I think I even talked to you guys about it today, actually, too, in some of the videos. Looking for a good move here. Remember, we were talking about if Bitcoin fell, right, we were going to have to come down here for another larger move down. We're still managing to hold here, which is absolutely insane. But again, the Bitcoin weekly chart still giving us some good news here. Let me actually get rid of this stuff because I want to show you guys something else here. As Ethereum starts to move up, and you see, these types of breakouts and whatnot, we're facing that first level of resistance. But once we get above that, I mean, it's a pretty clear straight shot up towards like $3,500. And we haven't been there for a while. If you guys recall, Ethereum took a pretty nasty dip back here in August, where things like Solana did not take that dip. Ethereum has a lot of room to make up. Solana is already on its way, breaking out close to all-time highs again. I'll say it again, though. This is maybe like a multi-week type of hold. Ethereum is a good place to be, if you ask me, especially because we're looking for something a little bit better. We did have a death cross here, which is still a little bit more concerning, though. But, we've had a death cross over here, and it didn't really do anything before a large pump, so I'm just going to say it doesn't really matter too much and when it comes to Ethereum. But let's go back to Bitcoin here very fast. Breaking out. We still have a few days left before we have a confirmation, but everything is still looking very, very strong. I do want to remind you, we did break out before and we came back down, but this is all-time high. Trump election, everything's kind of flowing really well. In the last, 24, 48 hours, Bitcoin has gone up about $9,000. That's a pretty crazy move. Most people probably didn't catch that unless they were doing some dollar cost averaging, or we talked about the 4-hour chart, but I don't know if many of you guys actually held through the 4-hour chart. Remember, so we were talking about when Bitcoin goes back up here, and I'll be the first to admit I sold too early. I'll be as always, I'm pretty frank with it. So I bought right here, right? Actually, I bought around 68,000, and then I bought more after this. But basically 68,000, right? I bought around here. And then you know why I sold? 70,100 right here in this little block. And I did not buy that move. I basically just did some dollar cost averaging. So I kind of missed out on a large trade. I think CryptoFace made a good trade here. There was this trade this morning. I took this trade. This one was actually pretty nice. If you guys go over here to the 1-hour chart, it was actually a very beautiful move. Worked out right there. Still did fine. We had some bearish momentum right here, but if you go back over to the 4-hour momentum, it was still very strong. The daily momentum was strong. It was still a clear little pop, right? So that was nice. But even then, you know where I sold? I didn't sell all the way up here. I sold right here where we had that, that resistance right there. So I'm basically just taking what the market gives me right now, and I'm happy with it. That being said, where we're focusing right now is more of a long-term thing now, where we're seeing Bitcoin try to make its big push up here towards $100,000. Technically, the level that we're going to try to reach is going to be $104,130. But 100,000 just sounds a little bit nicer. But as we get closer, I'll be reminding you guys more and more about that, because again, you know, last time we broke above the Fibonacci level back over here in October. This still took 112 days. You know, that's a little over 3 months. We got time. This one over here was a little bit faster. This one only took about a month. But, you know, as far as this is concerned, this was Bitcoin ETF type of thing. I don't know if that's going to be the same type of move, but you do see a lot of people talking about Bitcoin possibly hitting some of these levels. So again, today we're going to be looking at a bunch of CNBC videos because there was a lot of stuff going on. I think tomorrow I'm going to try to show you guys some Bloomberg videos talking about Bitcoin moving up, and maybe some Fox Business if I'm able to find them. But let me lower my volume a little bit. Let's first go over here to CNBC, and I think this will be a spot to start. Basically, they're talking about how Bitcoin could hit $100,000 before Inauguration Day, which is before January 20th. Okay, so let's take a quick listen to this.
Not enough show to get to every asset class that is rallying hard today. Bitcoin certainly among them. Take a look, almost 75,000. As investors are betting on a friendlier environment for that industry under a second Trump administration. Mackenzie Sigalos is following that story for us. Mackenzie.
Fantastic.
Hey, Scott. Bitcoin briefly surging to a new record high as investors bet that Donald Trump will deliver on his pro-crypto promises, especially with a Republican-controlled Senate behind him and after getting more than $25 million from crypto donors. Now, Trump's main pledge is to fire SEC Chair Gary Gensler, who's brought more than 100 enforcement actions against industry leaders like Coinbase and Robinhood. Those stocks are pumping 25% and 17% respectively today, with Robinhood on pace for its best day in over 2 years. Bitcoin miners.
Look at that. Coinbase up 25%, Robinhood up 17%. My hood is going crazy. Now, I don't actually own much Coinbase stock because I've always thought MicroStrategy is a better play. But Robinhood, it's solid. I've been owning Robinhood since like $8, so it's been doing very well. One thing here, just a little bit of caveat before we keep on watching this video. Some of the executives for XRP donated to Kamala Harris. That may come back to bite them in the ass. Seriously, so... one thing we know about Trump, whether you like him or hate him, he remembers when people like say, hey, oh, you didn't believe me? That company didn't like me? Well, shit, maybe my new SEC guy? No, we're not gonna take the, you know, we're not gonna help out XRP. You know, maybe we do have a legitimate case. I honestly wouldn't be surprised. So XRP must be sweating a little bit. Well, everybody else is happy and exciting. And I'm sure even XRP is up today. We can check on it very fast. XRP over the last 24 hours. A little bit. It's moving a little bit. They might have made a blunder going in with Kamala Harris here, knowing, you know, I don't care if you like Trump or hate him, but if you like him, you know, he doesn't forget shit like that. He does not forget shit like that. So that's one thing I want to let you guys know about here.
Miners are also getting a boost this morning, with Trump having promised on the campaign trail that all future Bitcoin will be mined in the U.S. Marathon, Riot, and Bit Digital are all trading up more than 14% and driving small caps higher as well. Now, in terms of the market outlook, multiple analysts are expecting Bitcoin will hit $100,000 before Trump's inauguration, especially if he delivers on promises like launching a strategic national crypto stockpile with the $15 billion worth of Bitcoin that it already has on its books from asset seizures and Scott Bitcoin, now up 68% year to date after briefly hitting that new all-time high overnight.
All right. Good look at that for us. Mackenzie, thank you.
I mean, it's just a crazy thing. Now, we got a bunch of videos to go over today, but we'll kind of break them down as the need arises. But I don't know who these experts are that CNBC is talking to, but it is in the realm of possibility that you do see Bitcoin hit $100,000 before Trump becomes inaugurated. I'm going to call it like a 20 to 30% chance, but maybe I just don't understand the hype. You know what I mean? I know Trump won. I love it for the industry. I really do. But I don't know if we're going to go parabolic just now or if we have to wait for him to get in office with a new big announcement. Maybe he just has to make a big crypto announcement. Maybe that's what he has to do. And that'll keep us going. Because at this point in time, momentum is already there. Momentum can easily push us up. But that we can still go up to like 90,000 and come back down to 80,000, then have a large move up to 100,000. But that may take until February or something, right? So what I like to do is just dollar cost average. And speaking of dollar cost averaging, let's go over some of our trades here over the past few days. All of a sudden, all my red has turned to green here. And we're looking okay here. So GOAT is up 460%. That's pretty nice. Deep is up 10%. With a 10x leverage, which tells you how bad that position was doing until yesterday. Even with it probably coming up 10-15%, I just did not have the best buy into that one. Mudong is up 126%. That one is doing very, very well. I am going to be averaging up with you guys today. That is something I'm going to be blunt about. I am hoping that these go into altcoin season eventually, and so I don't mind averaging up. We got Chess right now. Chess is up 47%. Sundog is finally up 129%. And Bitcoin is up. Oh, I can't even read that. It's kind of fucking with my eyes here. I guess that's what happens when I wear glasses. We're up 91% as far as Bitcoin is concerned here. So overall, looking pretty darn good. What I'm going to do very fast with you guys is just go over here to Bitcoin. Nice, beautiful move. Kind of matches up with where the MACD turned over, if you guys understand what I'm saying there. But I think for now, because we have a Bitcoin 10x long, I think we're just going to have to add another $200 in here. Who cares if it dips? This is a longer term play. Our order's been filled. Oh, you guys can't see, but the order's been filled. You have to go over here to Sundog. Sundog. Ooh, I mean, talk about just a pain in the ass over the past few weeks. It just has not been pretty. Now, we've had a little bit of a rip, but you can see that this position at one point, again, this is a 10x leverage. It was down 25%. You can see why it might have been like, shit, this is not performing well. Now we're doing okay. But I didn't get a chance to dollar cost average over here because, again, I only dollar cost average once a week, and within that week, we've actually had a crazy reversal. So let's go long a little bit more. Let's go and add another $50 into this one. Value. What did I mess up here? Maximum open price value. Let's go. There we go. Should that work out now? There we go. Okay, moved up a little bit more. Now we got Chess. Again, I bought, we dipped, and now we're back up. Maybe that's a fault of mine for not taking advantage of some of these dips that we had. I mean, I did it with spot, I guess I should say, but leverage is just so much more tricky because you have the fees and stuff. So we're going to add another $50 in here. And my thought process here is you don't really need to add a bunch of money because we're trading with leverage and we're holding for a long period of time. The fees are going to eat you up a little bit, so I don't think you need to go crazy with it. Ooh, dang. This even had a crazier dip, actually. Woo, okay. Another 50 here. And then, I guess Deep and Goat are the last two I really care about here. Yeah, I mean, look at that. I bought my Deep, went down. I didn't dollar cost average, now I'm paying the price for it. I have to dollar coverage up just a little bit here. Just a little bit more there. And the last one is GOAT. GOAT's been a fantastic play for us so far. There we go. That's a 30-minute chart right here, and you can see how it's had a really nice move up. The daily chart, just like before, came down a little bit, but overall still doing well. This is a newer token. It's a meme token, so, you know, I took a chance on it. I think for now I'm going to add another $100 to this and see where it goes. Yeah, moves up a little bit, but I'm still in the profit. You will see the actual percentage of profit that I'm making is going to go down because my average is moving up. But typically, I don't usually mind this too much. As far as BYDFi, and again, you know, these exchanges sponsor the channel. So if you guys are looking for a nice little bonus, BYDFi is going to come out with a new bonus here pretty soon, where if you guys sign up, you guys get $100, which is going to be pretty nice. Same with Weeks, actually. If you guys sign up and connect your phone number with Weeks, you basically get $100 to trade with. I mean, it's nice. And then you guys can just do like a 5x long Bitcoin and just kind of hold it for a while. Or even just do a 2x long Bitcoin, because, you know, Bitcoin can fall 20% and you can get liquidated with a 5x position. But yeah, so that's what's going on with ZoomX and BYDFi right now. BYDFi, I don't have as much money in this account, but what I can do here is show you guys Big Time. Big Time is up quite a bit since I bought it. Big Time came down quite a bit, though. I mean, like, quite a bit. When did I buy this? Quantity entry price. I bought this at $16.35, which was right around here. Right? So we're still seeing some nice moves. I didn't get down all the way over here and stuff like that. I might have bought some spot, but to be honest, my spot position with Big Time, I think my average is like way back over here at 30 cents. So I'm not doing too hot on this one so far. But if we have a turnaround like we're doing right now, I could easily become profitable again, which is going to be a good thing. I think for this one, I don't know if there's a new token I want to see. Goat. Oh, we already have goat. Grass. Hamster. I mean, I'm seeing a lot of stuff for hamster. I'm just not entirely sure. I mean, if we're going to go down that path anyway, might as well just open up a $50 trade and kind of see where it goes, right? I don't think that can hurt us too much. There we go. One more trade here. Now, let me get out of those very fast. And then I want to go over here to weeks. This is where we've had the longest of the trades, right? So, oh, I probably have to refresh because I haven't had this open in a minute. So, there we go. This is probably going to be the longest of the trades because we've been holding these for weeks and weeks and weeks, and we've been paying some fees on top of it. But let's just kind of do a bit of a recap here. World token is up 75%. FET is up 163%. GOAT is up 238%. Not bad. Render is up 18%, but I didn't really invest much in it. I should probably double down into this today while I can, just because it's an AI token. Let's go over here. It doesn't have like it's kind of expensive. It's like $5 for a token. You know, it's a little bit more expensive, so I typically don't do too much with it. But maybe I can add $100 into it and see where it goes. Let's go that long. Blast is down 30%, or about $3. I never really dollar cost average into this one. Oh no, it's only at 5x leverage, which is why it's not doing so bad. Or not, I'm not losing so much money. Maybe this one as well could be okay. Let's add another $50 in here. We're not going to go crazy with it, just $50. 1000 Pepe is up 128%, which is very, very nice. Turbo is up 68%. Paul, Matic is down 36%. Polygon has not been a friend of mine at all. And this is a 5x leverage play, so you can see how much further this is going down since I bought. Just not been good for me at all. This is why I've been much more interested in meme coins here. Meme coins have been life. Ponk is up 244%. Popcat is up 148%. Cat is up 263%. PYR is down 56%. COS is down 100%, which is a big loser for me right now. And so it's really, and Blast is down 16%. But it looks like, what is this? Caspa is just not doing a good job for me. Let me go over here very fast. Let me see the weekly chart. I mean, we could be looking for a bounce here. It just doesn't look that great. We got some moving averages, the 5, yeah. I'll add another $200 into this one. Lower the average down just a little bit to help me out. But you can see even with some of these longer term ones, you know, I'm profitable right now, but it's not like all of my altcoins have been doing the best. And I think that's something of a more realistic thing to keep in mind here, okay? So I'm going to head out of this one as well, that we can save some memory. I can show you guys this meme very fast. I just saw it on my For You page here, but it is pretty funny. Oh, it doesn't show like that. Maybe this one. There we go. Okay. Watch this very fast.
Cage Barkley out of the backfield. Barkley slips 2 tackles and picks up the first down.
Moves right here, makes the first guy miss. The spin move at the last second. Bro. And then what Tiki?
Yeah, dude, memes are getting crazier and crazier and crazier. And this is for a freaking betting site. I mean, like, the way the internet markets to people nowadays is absolutely insane. So before we start going into other videos and stuff like that, I just want to give you a little bit of a recap on weekly charts for what's happening with a lot of other tokens. In fact, let's stay here. Let's go over there. And let's just make this be an auto. And I just want to go down the list. Ethereum right now at a large level of resistance has an opportunity to break back out towards 3,400, 3,500 this week. Excuse me, not this week, the next few weeks. Solana breaking out right now has an opportunity to get back above $200. We talked about this yesterday. There is an order block up here that is not being shown. It is secret. It is hidden. Be careful of that one. And of course, if it does break above that, then we have to focus on $209, $210. Dogecoin, I know we talked about selling and scaling out within this gap. If you guys did, you're very happy. If you guys are still holding, you're also very happy because we haven't seen too much of a dip here. Dogecoin continues to rip. Elon Musk is going to be in the government, somewhere in the cabinet. You're going to see Trump also probably talking about Dogecoin every now and again. There are going to be pro-crypto people, and Elon Musk is going to be a huge part of that, I believe, which is going to be very, very good for Dogecoin. Dogecoin has gone absolutely nuts. We haven't been at like 21 cents, 20 cents since April. Like a lot of other tokens, we haven't been up there. Dogecoin has made up that gap, though, by a lot. If we go over here towards Jebb, right? This is where we were back in, that's September, July. Oh, geez, yeah. March of 2024, April, March, yeah. Look how much further Jebb has to go right now. Another reason I think some of you guys should be long Jebb. Maybe what I'll do very fast is actually buy some Jebb here, and we can kind of keep track of it. Let me move this over so I can actually make sure I'm seeing everything. Derivatives, perpetuals. Pepe. Jebb. They got 1,000 Jebb. A little bit different. So while we look at this on the monthly chart, why don't I do a $500 position with 10x long, and we're going to hold this for about a month. And let's see where this goes. If it gets too bearish or something, I'll sell it and take a loss. But I think for now, it's a pretty aggressive trade that will be fun. Actually, yeah, let's do. Jebb moves so fast, I think 10x is going to be just fine. Oh, I got to do it like this. Okay, 500. There we go. All right. So we got a Jebb trade open. So if Jebb decides to pop, we will end up making some good profit right there. But again, you know, Pepe, a lot of tokens have a lot more room to go. A lot of them are looking at for different types of breakouts here. And if you can trade those breakouts, they're going to be good for you right now. Support, breakout, didn't hold support. A little bit more iffy over here, I would say. But again, there's some good stuff to see here. There's some really good stuff to see. For now, I want to go over here to the 15-minute chart just to see what's going on. 15 remains bearish. The 1 hour is bearish. The 2 hours getting bearish. The 3 hours bullish. The 4 hours bullish with weakness showing. 12 hours still bullish, and the daily still bullish. We should be okay for now. It might get a little bit bumpy, but we still see some positive moves. I might get more concerned if Bitcoin starts to break down below 73,400, because right now we're having a little bit of issues with this. You know, and I think we're going to come down and test it pretty soon to see if we can make a larger move. If you guys are looking for a day trade on Bitcoin, it's actually pretty simple right now. You got those beautiful wicks right there. We break out of that. That's going to be your good, easy 1 hour long day trade. You buy the breakout, you hold, and you kind of just ride the wave there. Just make sure at that time, whenever we do break out, the 4 hour chart's still bullish, and everything else should fall into place pretty easily. But until then, we're going to sneak this down just a little bit more here. Now, a couple things. Move this back over. Last 24 hours, Bitcoin is up 6%. This may update as I'm talking. Ethereum is up 13%. Finally, Ethereum having that move. Solana up 9%. BNB only up 2%, which is pretty interesting. XRP is up 3.5%, 4%, not really that good. Dogecoin up 10%. It was up a lot more. Tron is up 0.55. ADA is up 9. You're seeing still some mixed results here. AVAX is up 11. Chainlink is up 11. Shiba is up 5. Not everything is just booming like you might expect it to. Litecoin is up 6, which is always kind of good for Litecoin here. But the big movers, last 24 hours, first, Nero on Ethereum. I own some of this. Why? I don't know why. I got it as a bonus for, I think Weeks had like a promotion thing for it, and I traded enough and I got some free stuff. You know, it's up 53% last 24 hours, but it's only up 27, 28% last 30 days. I'm going to keep holding on to it and see what happens with it. I think my average is like 18 cents, so it's not like I bought it like nickel or something like that. It's a small amount. Lido DAO is up 38%. Ethena is up 35%. Aave is up 28%. Kind of funny, there's not actually many meme coins here besides maybe that first Nero. But Jasmy, DYDX, Celestia, Starknet, Pepe, a lot of good stuff here. And that portfolio that we talked about before here, I think it was a watch list. Memes and AI. You know, we made this. Ooh, I don't remember when I made this. Maybe like a month. Yeah, probably about a month ago now. I mean, all the tokens on here are actually doing pretty darn well. Fallen Network is not doing hot. Toshi's not doing hot. But, you know, if you bought like $10 in each one of these coins, you'd still be profitable. Sundog. Oh, God. Sundog's been down 45%. That has not been the best spot. But, you know, look at everything else the last 30 days. We're looking okay. Goat, though. Goat is the crazy thing right now. Where was Goat? I just saw Goat. Yeah, Godius Maximus. It's up 700% in the last 30 days. Just wow for that one. That could be an underdog here. Already at 780 million. I bought some. I'm going to see where it goes, but it is definitely something. But all of these tokens are things that I hold a good chunk of cash in, and I'm just going to wait to see what happens with them during altcoin season. This is basically one gigantic gamble, one big pull at the slot, you know, and I'm hoping to see if I can get some type of massive progressive or something. We got Popcat, we got Brett, we got Mog, Cat in a Dog's New World, Godius Maximus, Book of Meme, Rose, Meme, Coin Turbo, Dog, Sundog, Hoppy. Excuse me, Hoppy's been interesting. RLC, Heart, Miro, PHA, Toshi, and Milady Token. Milady Token has burned me a lot this year, but I think if I just buy and hold, maybe I'll make some good profit. The market cap is only $63 million, so it is very, very, very tiny right now. But the one with the most waves right now definitely seems to be Godius Maximus. Let me back up here for Bitcoin very fast as we kind of consolidate and make a little move. I want to go and just, this is like a minute video from CNBC, but I do want to watch it just for a second. It was crazy to see how much the media really talked about Bitcoin today, especially CNBC. Everybody was just having a great time talking about it.
Crypto trading at all-time highs following Trump's victory. Mackenzie Segal is tracking the moves, which have been stunning. Mackenzie, this has been one at the center of the action.
Yes, it has been, Sarah. It was a big night for the digital asset industry, with altcoins surging higher as Bitcoin traded above $75,000 for the first time ever. Investors are bullish that with a Republican-controlled Senate, Donald Trump will be able to swiftly deliver on his pro-crypto campaign promises. The big one, guys, is his pledge to fire SEC Chair Gary Gensler, who's brought more than 100 enforcement actions against some.
I can't wait for that guy to go. Can you guys wait for that guy to go? I can't. If you guys want Gary Gensler to be fired, please give this stream a like. I know there's 100 people watching and only 21 likes. I know nobody likes YouTube videos anymore because they kind of change the way people can see them. But I appreciate if you guys do like the stream and comment your favorite token or something. That should work. But that goes into this one here. There's a little bit more of an in-depth one. This one's going to be a little bit longer, talking about Bitcoin and Donald Trump and stuff like that. We'll be pausing and going back and forth a little bit. The video after that will be, could it be more optimistic for the crypto industry, says Galaxy CEO Michael Novogratz. We're not going to listen to all these videos. This guy does not like Trump at all. He hates Trump. He hates Trump's guts. So I'm happy that he's miserable today. But yeah, so let's just listen to this very fast.
So this morning we have already a few times here with us now. Getting after it relentlessly, right? Anthony Pompliano, founder and CEO of Professional Capital Management. And you're always in a positive mood. Even though crypto is not always positive, it is this morning.
If you buy and hold, you're usually going to be happy about Bitcoin. If you only day trade, you're not that good at it, you're not going to be happy with Bitcoin.
You expect more new highs on Bitcoin?
I mean, new all-time high. Satoshi couldn't have written a better script, having it hit a new all-time high on the night of the election. And I think one of the most important things is we have the first Bitcoin president. President Trump ran on a campaign point that he was going to protect Bitcoin. He was going to create a Bitcoin strategic reserve. And I think that you saw Bitcoin's price kind of reflect having somebody who was so pro-Bitcoin win the White House.
Remember, Donald Trump went to Nashville to talk to the Bitcoin community, and all of that social media he generated there. Remember, how do I explain this? Like, Donald Trump can go out to give a speech or something like that, and he can really get people riled up, right? But when it came to Nashville, what was there was all of the major influencers in the space. Remember, there's only a handful of influencers in the crypto community space that can really push a message. I'm not a large one. I'm a small little teeny fish. But when you get to put Trump on a YouTube channel and do this other type of stuff, you spread that message to people that typically don't watch CNBC, they don't watch CNN, they don't watch MSNBC or Fox News, so they just don't have that type of news. So Trump getting it out there, I think, helped him a lot make the case. And Kamala had the opportunity as well, but she didn't take it. But even RFK came to speak. Right?
Relatively, it's not that recent, I guess. But so you think this is the real Donald Trump on Bitcoin that he's been for the last
answer is important.
Year and a half?
I think that he's surrounded by enough people who really understand this. You know, people like Bitcoin Magazine CEO David Bailey, many others who have really spent the time with him. And one of the interesting things is whether he believes in Bitcoin or not is almost a moot point. Is what is he going to do? And if he's going to...
Boom, that one, right? We know that Trump doesn't know too much about cryptocurrency, but we know that he wants to see the business thrive, and he has people surrounding him that are going to get the job done. And I mean, Gary Gensler, God.
Protect it and not be abrasive, that's a win. But if he also creates the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve, I think that'll be a huge tailwind, and it'll kick off this global game theory, right? If the United States starts to lean in and welcome Bitcoin and say, hey, this is an asset that we want on our balance sheet, other countries are going to have to respond. And the interesting thing about Bitcoin is that it's been a bottoms-up adoption story. Individuals adopted it first. Now we see corporations and financial institutions. But the central banks are some of the biggest buyers of gold. Gold is up huge. And so if central banks start to buy Bitcoin and put it in their reserves, that would be a massive tailwind for Bitcoin.
And that's how we get Bitcoin going from 75,000 up to 100,000, up to 175,000. And if we're really lucky in the next, decade, up to, I'd be before a decade probably, 336,000. That's how we get those massive moves for Bitcoin. It does take years, though, which can be kind of a pain. But that's how we do it.
Short of a sovereign wealth fund or anything like that. Andrew, Becky, we haven't talked about Gary Gensler in light of what's going on.
Yeah, talk about Gary
Gensler. He's not going to have a job?
You tell me.
Of course he's not going to have a job. What do we need to talk about here?
We know who's not going to be SEC commissioner.
I can tell you who's not going to be the SEC commissioner. I can tell you who's not going to run the FTC.
Yeah, Mark
I can tell you
Cuban's
who's
not in there.
Right? I can go through the list.
Yeah.
It's going to be a house cleaning, obviously.
I mean? Mark Cuban is not going to be if he wanted to be at this point. You think Gensler's gone, and you think that would be good?
I think people expect whenever a new president comes in, they're going to, kind of play musical chairs with all the regulatory organizations. What I do think we are on the precipice of is a kind of an economic explosion. Right, we have somebody who's coming in who obviously is very business friendly. He's surrounded by people who are very business friendly. They have some radical ideas in a positive way in terms of what they can do to cut taxes, drive GDP growth, use the country's balance sheet to try to close the deficit gap. And so I don't expect them to be able to do everything that they're saying that they can do. Right, when you're on the campaign trail, you say a lot of stuff, but if they can accomplish 50% of it,
so which 50%? Like which are the ones that?
There you go. So that's the main point there. It's going to be difficult to get a lot of that crypto stuff through, but I think because there was so much lobbying done this time, there were favors made. Politicians have been bought by the lobby industry, and that'll help us out overall. Coinbase put a bunch of money in there. Heck, there might even still be some extra money from the FTX, the FTX lobby days, right? But these are the types of things we're looking for here to actually get some momentum on our side, and that we want that momentum to continue. Remember, from a technical standpoint, what are we looking at? We're looking at Bitcoin being bullish on the MACD for the first time since all the way back over here, October, a year ago of 2023. The last time we got bullish plus a technical breakout, we were good to go. Bullish, now we have the technical breakout. We are good to go. The more news we have, the better it's going to be. And whether that news is coming from Trump or just people around Trump's orbit talking about policy, it's going to be a big thing. And like the gravy or the sprinkles on top of all of this right now is the fact that, we're going to have Elon Musk there talking more and more about cryptocurrency. He's going to be close by. Now, he's not going to have an office in the White House, of course, but he's going to be there. He has Trump's phone number. Anytime he says, hey, I need you to tweet about this, I wouldn't be surprised if Trump makes a tweet about Bitcoin. Bitcoin strategic reserve, let's go. You know, something very un-Trump-like, but I bet Trump would do it just for Elon because Elon was a huge help in this election, and we're going to see a lot of big moves because of this. It's just so great. We haven't been this excited in a while, and, you know, be honest, I know like you, a lot of you guys were holding your breath last night as the election came through. You know, was Trump going to win? Was Kamala going to win? Was Jill Stein going to win? Who knows, right? I was talking with a buddy last night, and he voted for the Libertarian candidate, and I was like, dude, whoever you voted for, good for you. At least you voted. We're going to see a lot of good stuff here. It's going to be fantastic. The key is we need the economy to stay strong. Right now, the economy is definitely still remaining strong. We're not seeing any issues right there, but we just need to see that data become good. And then what happens to Jerome Powell? Are we going to keep Jerome Powell in office during his, next time his seat comes up, or are we going to say, hey, Jerome, thanks for the good help, thanks for the thanks for the help, but we feel this is more of a transitory position. It's just a transitory position. What are they going to do there? So many moving parts, but the closer we get towards Donald Trump becoming president in January, we're going to have a more clear idea, and we're going to probably have a list of people that we will know that are going to be part of his administration that are pro cryptocurrency. Once we figure out who those people are, we're going to vet them ourselves on the stream and talk about who they are, what they've done in the past, and how they're going to be able to help Bitcoin out. We already learned about one of them from the CNBC video, the CEO of Bitcoin Magazine. I've seen him once or twice. He's a really chill guy. But again, all of it has to come together. Right now, all of it is coming together, and that's going to be a big thing for all of us. We're going to take a quick 5-second Loki break because Loki is wanting a treat here. Yeah. Whisker in my mouth. There you go. All right, let's go back over here very fast. And we're going to go actually right here. There you go. So that's basically what we're looking for right now. Now, let me push this back down. Bitcoin is looking a little bit weaker right now, so I should probably put this right here just in case. Because what this is probably going to show us is an opportunity. If we break down from here, this is going to be opportunity for a dip for a lot of those day traders out there that are looking for, or swing traders that are looking for a dip to buy. You might be able to get it today because, again, Bitcoin over the last few days has run up almost $10,000. It's okay for Bitcoin to come down a few $100s to relax for a little bit before moving up to that next day. And just in case some of you guys want to know here, I do have one of the time sessions here. I think it's market sessions. There we go. Tokyo time just started. New York time was earlier today. We saw the big move. London, again, nothing really happens in London time for I don't know why. But Tokyo time can traditionally be pretty non-volatile here, so keep an eye on this one. We could definitely see it dump back down here to 73,600 and then start moving up a little bit more. For now, I think it's just worth just watching. Tokyo time, I don't see anything too crazy here. Let me go over here to the settings. Maybe I'll add, there's Sydney time in here as well, but maybe I'll add Shanghai time. I don't know. Maybe Tokyo time and kind of encompasses all of that. But we'll keep track of all this stuff going on right now. Of course, currently we're just looking a little bit bearish, but once you zoom out a little bit, you're like, yeah, we're just seeing a little bit of a wick today. There's nothing really crazy going on at this point. There you go. But I guess to be fair, we've kind of been having these janky moments only to get blasted off. So you could see us looking bearish and then have a blast off, but I still want to focus on the technicals and what they're telling us right now, okay? And hey, Richard, happy to see my man. I gained 13% back of total value of my stocks today. Yeah, the stock market has been good. We can talk about that just for a quick second here. Gold is going down after Trump's presidency, Trump's victory. Gold is getting rejected off of that Fibonacci level. Pretty handily here. Look at that. This is the weekly chart. Fibonacci levels, man. I don't know how the Fibonacci's align with election, but man, we're getting rejected by them. Go over here to the Dow Jones. Dow Jones is freaking ripping on this weekly chart right now, hitting all-time highs, going berserk. I mean, over the next few months, we might even see the Dow hit up towards like $45,000, $50,000, which is going to be insane. You know, NASDAQ all the way up here, all-time highs as well, break of structure, bullish MACD, everything is looking very, very good here. Everything is flowing, right? The volatility is going to be a little more interesting over the next few weeks as we kind of see what happens once we settle down. But everything seems to be humming along because we're expecting different types of tax cuts. Will Trump really do different types of tariffs? What are the tariffs going to be? All this stuff has to get figured out. But right now, Wall Street knows there's a pro-business president-elect. He's not president yet, but a pro-business president-elect here. SPY, again, all-time high is looking good. After the breakdown, after the bearishness, the SPY was not in good shape before this election, but all of a sudden, it doesn't matter anymore. All of a sudden, we're really good to go. The Russell 2000, this is smaller market cap, so it is up a lot more from a percentage standpoint. But this, you know, we're almost at all-time highs. This could be a great day. This could really get the middle class going. And the Russell is really where you see a lot of like mom and pop businesses. Where do they buy their stuff from? Where do they get their logistics from? You know, that type of stuff. A lot of that happens within the Russell 2000. And you can see this has not been doing so good. While the big corporations like the SPY, NASDAQ, and Dow Jones have all been doing good, the smaller ones they really haven't been doing it. And I think this is kind of a reason that you might have seen Trump doing a little bit better. The middle class just didn't feel like it was doing great as much as they said, oh, you know, everything's good, everything's fine, you know, the economy is great, it's fantastic. Don't you read the Wall Street? No, the economy is good, you know. But then like, dude, you know, gallon of gas is fucking $5. What the fuck are you talking about? This economy is good. It doesn't match up. It doesn't match up at all. But, you know, speaking on top of all of this optimism and stuff, you know, the dollar index is going higher, which is pretty interesting. Lower taxes should make this go down over time. But right now on the week, this is the monthly chart, excuse me, you know, we are heading for a little bit of a resistance level here. Perhaps this is where everything starts to go good. This is maybe when the dollar starts to tip back down at the, maybe in November, maybe in December more likely. But maybe that's when you start to see some really crazy moves as well. Now, going back over here to Bitcoin, the dip and rip seems like it's happening right now. It's a very slow process. Go back over here to the 15-minute chart. We're going to listen to a crypto executive type of guy talk on CNBC very fast, but he's saying he couldn't be more optimistic for the crypto industry. This is why I'm loving to learn so much about these other projects out there that might not have tokens, because there's still going to be a lot of ways to make money off of those in the future, especially when they hop onto the stock market. There's going to be some good stuff here. Again, we're not going to listen to the whole video. I'm just going to kind of interrupt them every now and again, but this is going to be very, very interesting to just get a sense of where everybody is, because I think a lot of people were shocked by this, by this win by Trump. Again, the way I told you guys was I thought Trump would win only because the polls had been wrong before, but I'd still said, if you want to know who's going to win, flip a coin, because I didn't know. Nobody. I mean, like some people, maybe some of you guys are more dedicated, or you guys are just more, for Trump than I am. But like, I'm just like, who knows? But those polls were fucked up again, or maybe margin of error. But the way the media was talking about them, it was Harris was going to win.
Are surging right now. This after Donald Trump's electoral victory. You're looking at Bitcoin at $73,000, almost $74,000 this morning. At one point, it was, I think, even marginally higher. Want to bring in Galaxy founder and CEO Mike Novogratz. Mike, I believe that you were supporting the other candidate, but I'm curious, as you see these markets moving the way they are, what your reaction is.
Again, people that did not support Trump, he is going to remember this when it comes to regulations. And Trump's not afraid of calling his SEC head saying, hey, I don't like these guys. You can go at them. But, like Coinbase supported me, so I'm going to be more friendly to Coinbase. Trump is that type of guy. He'll make that call. Like, hey, don't fuck with me.
Listen, it was a great night for the crypto industry, right?
Yes, it was.
And if you listen to your last guest, Donald Trump, that keeps his promises. If you go back to the speech he made at Nashville to the crypto community, his agenda is very pro-crypto. J.D. Vance is pro-crypto, Peter Thiel, Howard Lutnick, Kennedy. He surrounded himself by people that believe in the industry, care about the industry. I mean, the crypto community showed up, right? There are now over 240 congressmen who, the crypto pack thought were pro-crypto. And so we've got a Congress that is moving our way. We've got a president that's moving our way. And so
remember, it's easy to buy politicians these days. All you need is a few $1 million.
For Galaxy, for the crypto industry, I couldn't be more optimistic.
And in terms of your optimism, it relates to the way this is going to be regulated, because now you have a bet going that there will be a Bitcoin reserve for the country. I mean, sort of.
Listen, I'm not sure.
Actually, Watch Your Guru just had a post, and I'll share this for you very fast, just as they were talking about 250. So just in over 250 crypto candidates elected to Congress in this election, Fox Business reports. I mean, let's fucking go. I mean, it's going to be good, right? I'm going to even retweet that myself. Let's get back over to this video. Things are looking very, very bullish for us. And House, I don't know who has the House yet. I think it's still up in the air. GOP's up to 206. It looks like they're leaning towards winning here, right? Key races. Let's see. House. Maybe AP News. I'm just looking for a chart. Nope, they don't have a chart. If they don't have a chart, I'm leaving them pretty fast. New York Times. There we go. I'm just taking a quick little peek here. So there's some in Washington. Wow, some Republicans won in Washington. Interesting. Okay, where I live. Okay. California has some Republicans. Louisiana, yeah, that one's a little bit more mixed. So, yeah, wow, okay. You could definitely see Republicans take control. They only need 12 left. Let's see. Oh, no, that's a different thing. Okay, so yeah, let me go back over here. But we're looking pretty good, guys.
Play out the permutations here.
I think the biggest thing is the OCC, the FDIC, the SEC, the regulatory chairs getting direction from a president and a secretary of treasury that says, hey, we want to lead in this industry. Those three positions with someone who's open-minded to crypto and who's pro-crypto changes everything.
Which is crazy why this guy supported Kamala. I don't know why so many crypto people did this. I think just because they thought she was going to win, they wanted to have a friendly relationship. But man, they hedged. They didn't hedge their bets.
Allowing State Street and Bank of New York to custody crypto, allowing the banks to hold it on their balance sheet, will bring in billions, hundreds of billions of participants into our ecosystem. And all of a sudden, we'll start seeing decentralized systems launched and work. And so this is really a step change shift. Now, it's not going to happen overnight, right? You don't get a new SEC chair in a week. But over the next
Trump has anything
1,
to say
2,
about it.
3, 6 months, as these new people are put in these positions, I think you're going to see a substantial shift in the energy of this industry.
Mike, to the extent you,
a lot of the industries that are overseas, they might come back over here if there's lighter regulations, or if they're looking to make a new business in the crypto industry, they may make it here instead of somewhere else like a Singapore or a Thailand or a Europe, which has clear regulations and stuff like that. So it does, it's not just about the next few months, it's the next few years and decades, which is going to make a huge change here because all of this infrastructure is going to be left over after Trump leaves office in 2028, especially if JD Vance comes in and takes over afterwards, which is a huge if. You could definitely see this infrastructure really promote crypto for a long time to come, especially when it comes to that strategic Bitcoin reserve.
You want to throw out some names. Who do you think might be up for this SEC role? I know we've had a lot of names thrown around for the Treasury Secretary role. We just talked to Scott Bessent, and we had John Paulson on the program earlier this week. Those are two names that have been floated for that role. We also have had Jay Clayton and others. Who do you think would be the right person to run the SEC under a second Trump administration?
Listen, Hester Pierce has been there, and they call her crypto mom. And I know she's probably throwing her name in the hat.
She's good. I like her a lot.
Chief legal officer at Robinhood has been thrown in. I'm not sure the exact person matters as long as they're very open-minded to this industry.
No, you can't have that type of thinking. That type of thinking is how you have somebody in there that they actually don't agree with what you say, so they kind of slow you down over time. You want somebody that going ahead of time is going to vote a certain way and act a certain way towards the crypto industry. Fuck having an open mind. You can have a closed mind, but if you support crypto, I'm behind you. If you don't support crypto, you are not getting anywhere near that position. I hate when people say stuff like that.
You know, and I think there's just no way Trump's not going to pick someone who, I mean, listen, he's launched his own coin. And so, you know, his family is engaged, he's engaged. And so I just think it's hard to kind of, you got to wake up and slap yourself in the face. We have gone 4 years of a very, very difficult regulatory environment, and that's all about to change.
Right. Hey, Mike, can you put your macro hat on for a moment?
All right. But yeah, things looking pretty good here. Now, one of you guys, I think it was Wilder, how high can Solana go? Yeah, so Solana's pretty interesting because it's already been moving up quite a bit. But I'd probably say look at the weekly chart here. Currently, what you're looking at is just a little bit of resistance way up here. There you go. Around $209 to about $204. That's our next level of resistance. But it really comes into what happens after that. And I think right now we're actually looking pretty darn good. Typically when we have our Fibonacci levels and things like that. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. In fact, let's go over to this one so I can show you a little bit larger screen. Let's maximize this right now. There we are. It's a little bit more difficult. Like normally when we do the Fibonacci extensions, you're like, okay, let's do this. Let's do the low and then, you know, basically a high, then another low. Doesn't really give you what you need, right? And it kind of worked out a little bit here, a little bit there, not really much there. But there's nothing really above that. So for this one, you have to do it a little bit differently, which is kind of annoying. You have to go all the way back over here and use some of the old monthly charts, and you really have to put this into perspective that way. You see, we can take away this other one. You can see a clear breakout happening right now with Solana. It's really nice. We're looking to move back up towards that $209 level I was talking about, or to me, $203 level. After that, we come up here to 261. We're going to be looking good. That's probably the next big level of resistance you need to worry about. But the way I would think about this right now is this is basically just one large order block here from that point to that point. A large one. A realistic person would probably add it right there and have that be your order block. So really, you have a massive level of resistance coming up right now from 210, basically up here to 261. You know, if I was a betting man and I see the way Bitcoin's moving, I would probably, you know, do a long-term investment where I try to buy right now and you wait for the breakout and you kind of ride that wave. If we have a little bit of hiccups and resistance up here, that's fine because it's going to break out eventually. And that move is really what you're aiming for. That's kind of what I'm looking for as far as Solana. Now, to get back out of that, or actually, let's no, I already took it off. That's fine. Back up here very fast. Push that up. There we go. This is what you have to look for here. You can see a little bit of resistance, some resistance up here, some resistance again at the 209 level. After that, we come back over here to 266, and that's pretty obvious right there. Afterwards, though, 421 seems like the high that we could be looking at for this level. If we go parabolic or something, you know, we can go up here to 600s, but you know, I don't know. You know, with the market caps and the way they are, sometimes I'm like, how high can Solana really go from here? I can imagine going up, you know, 40%. That's easy. To 120% from here, I can imagine that. Going up like 260% from here, it might just be a little bit more tricky. But if you wanted to also, actually, let me just add a little bit of a line here. Put that right there. And you could pull up a, where is it at on this particular one? Why is it not on here? Fan. There we go. It's on my cheat sheet down here. That's fine. You go on this long-term look here. And then I want to just change this up a little bit till I find something that really fits with it. Original. You could see a short-term pop up here towards 248 over the next, let's say 270, 280 over the next couple months. That could be a really big surge for Solana if it has that big output. Modded shift is what I normally use, but it doesn't look like this has been too accurate so far, so I'll probably skip that one. Inside. a little bit support. And then up here towards 284. That's actually, yeah, that's pretty similar though. Yeah. So you might see it come up actually pretty close to $300. I might start scaling out if you're looking for that larger move, probably around 270, just a little bit before you start to see all these levels of resistance. I know we're talking about this level up here, but the first scale level would definitely be over here. Next up, you know, maybe we get up that high, but I just doubt it so much. Maybe if we do go up there, you can make fun of me saying you didn't think we were going to, but yeah, it's that's such a huge move to make. Let's see how Bitcoin's holding up. I want to see if we're going to be able to have that breakout, yes or no. There we are. Let's fucking go zone. Right now, it's looking pretty darn good, guys. I'm happy with what we're seeing. You sell your Bitcoins because of high selling pressure, market is going to fall sometime. Hey, there's different ways to play the Bitcoin market. It all depends on when you buy and when you sell. As long as you're making a profit, you're not doing anything wrong here. You know, for me, for those of you guys that watch me every day, or you check in once a week or something like that, the way I bought Bitcoin this cycle was, let's do it like this. There we go. Let's add the moving average here. Let's go to this moving average. Let's, what is that, the 150 weekly? There we go. In fact, I was not as precise this time. I used the 100. There you go. So when Bitcoin, okay, there you go. Let's take all the moving averages here. So when Bitcoin broke down below the 100 weekly moving average, that's when I started to start dollar cost averaging Bitcoin. My original buy-in price was kind of around 100, no, excuse me, not 100. I was on $26,000, which is right around here, right? Right in here, I started to buy. I was too busy shorting, like, for fun at that point, so I didn't really do too much buying. But you dollar cost average, dollar cost average, dollar cost average. Your average remains somewhere down here. My average is like around $20,000 to $22,000 right now. It can be a little bit higher, it can be a little bit lower. I don't really know exactly what it is because it's all spot, right? But once you start breaking back above that, you can start to see some really good moves. And you go back in time, if you start buying assets below, you know, around this time, you know, early cycle, bear market cycle, whatever you want to call it, crypto winter, you're usually very happy with the results. So, you know, by the time we're up now, I'm okay to start selling. I'm going to start selling off my Bitcoin. I said 5 to 10% by $80,000. All right. And Bitcoin's probably going past $80,000, but I need to scale off a little bit just so I know I'm taking profits from this kind of larger trade. So the next time you see us go down below this level, that's when you guys might start dollar cost averaging. Of course, it can go down a lot further. It can go down a lot further than that 100 weekly moving average. In which case, if you guys want a more detailed one that I didn't really realize until this cycle, to be honest, 150, a little bit better, saves you from buying there before a large dip, a little bit better, you know, different ways to go about it. But when you start to break down below that, you're going to be in a good spot to buy, I should say. During that time, most people are also panicking about what's going on. But I mean, you know, when you look at this right now, there is a bunch of influencers that, you know, that maybe are kind of crypto curious. They're kind of on the side of crypto. You know, they sold Bitcoin because they did not believe Bitcoin was going to go any higher, right? They thought Bitcoin was done for the cycle, and they just kind of sold out of it. One of those guys was one of you guys asked me about him on Twitter. Let me see if I can go over here and YouTube his name here while we're watching Bitcoin very fast. His name is, let's see, Minority Mindset. Bitcoin. Yeah, right. So he sold his Bitcoin 5 months ago, right? Probably regretting it now, but he still sold for a profit. I think that's good enough for most people right now. Has 2 million subscribers. He's not necessarily, I would say, a technical analysis savvy, but he's bought low and sold high. That's all you have to do. And if you can kind of zoom out of the Bitcoin cycle and say, wow, we're really far away from the top of Bitcoin, I think it's okay for me to buy right now. Typically, you're going to do just fine. It's where you start to go crazy while buying when Bitcoin's at really crazy highs. That's when people have issues, especially without stop losses. You know, but I mean, this time around, there's still going to be people. Okay, imagine this. And within the next like 6-7 months, there's a good chance that Dogecoin can go ripping off to $1. There's going to be some guy buying Dogecoin at $1 for it to get to $2. All right? There's going to be some guy doing that. Don't let that be you. You can day trade it, but you better have a stop loss. If you're buying $1, but have a stop loss of 90 cents. You know, make it simple. But do not buy Dogecoin at $1 hoping it's going to go to $2 and we're going to keep on going to $5 and $10. No. Don't be doing that type of stuff. Be happy to buy and sell. My issue as a trader, and most of you guys know this, I typically sell too early. And that's perfectly fine for me. You know, I'm happy to sell early because you know what my portfolio is doing? I'll make sure, my portfolio is going like that. And I can take a little bit of money out every month for rent, for fun stuff, vacations. You know, I just bought like 10 bottles of wine yesterday. I'm having a good time drinking, smoke my fine cigars. You know, you live that life. You don't have to go crazy with the spending, of course. You could have it as extra income on top of your job. But, you know, there's different ways of thinking about this depending on how long you are thinking about these types of investments. I have a friend, he basically just asked me when I should start buying Bitcoin for the long term for these larger swings. And if he follows this one, which he did, because this is we're talking about here, his average was about $17,000 this cycle, okay? So his average was better than mine. But it's because the way he trades. He bought in bulk around 17,000 back over here. Yeah, geez, it was really nice. Okay. You know, after 679 days, he's up 346%. He has not sold any yet, but when he sells, I think he plans to sell like $90,000. He's going to sell, and he's going to sell it all, and he's not going to care if Bitcoin hits 100,000, 150,000. He's not even going to freaking scale out. He's just going to sell and take the money. You know what I mean? Like, so it doesn't matter as long as you make a profit. And with that profit that he's making from that, he's basically going to double, he's going to buy a beach house. And, I don't know where he was going to buy. I think it was on the East Coast. It was either Jersey or, no, I think it was Georgia. Somewhere on the East Coast. But yeah, he's going to buy a freaking beach house. You know what I mean? Like, a 3-year investment for a beach house, or a good sized down payment on a beach house, because it's a nice beach house. I doubt it's even still available on the market, but you know, he'll find another one. That type of stuff is what you're looking for here. With the cycles. Otherwise, we do a bunch of day trading, but day trading is just a little bit different, of course. It's a little bit more risky here, I remember we would see Bitcoin pump and then it stabilized and alts would play catch up, but now it just seems like Bitcoin pumps and everything else just slowly moves up a little. Trends are different now. Yeah, it's because the money moving Bitcoin is so much more powerful than it used to be. Remember, before it used to just be retail moving Bitcoin up and down and all around. You know, maybe a few whales here and there, you know, some mysterious market manipulators. Now we got Wall Street on our back. Wall Street can keep Bitcoin pumping, but what is Wall Street not buying? Dogecoin, ADA, Solana, maybe Solana actually now, Miro, Bonk, you know, Dog with Hat. They're not buying that stuff. So it's just a little bit different here. You know, we saw that altcoins ran up like 10, 20, even 25, 40% yesterday. Fantastic. But altcoins don't necessarily have the most massive market caps, or they didn't up until maybe today. Remember, we back up a little bit here. We go over to not my favorite tokens and stuff. Look at this very fast. So we got Bitcoin, you know, XRP at 30 billion, Dogecoin at 28 billion. We go down a little bit though, you know. And all these tokens, you know, within the top 100, we still got stuff under $1 billion. You go over here to Polygon or MOG or Cat in a Dog's World. This is a new token for the year, right? So we go over to market cap. Let's go over to the year, you know. Just back in September, we were at a market cap of $366 million. Now we're up here to 849. We're making progress, but it still takes a little bit of time here. And you kind of just have to hold. Look how flat that market cap was. Flat, right? I mean, sure, we had some spikes and stuff, but overall, it was pretty darn boring. Go to all here. Well, that is all we had to do. Geez, yeah. It's just been kind of flat until more recently. That's what happens sometimes. You go over here to look at Ape token, which is not necessarily a great token over the past couple of years, to be honest. Look at all. You know, it's definitely been coming down. You go to the past year, Market cap was down here at 26 million. No, so that's volume. There you go. $360 million market cap. Only now we're starting to see a little bit of a spike, just like we had back over here back in March. So it's just, these trends are a little bit different. They're not as great as we're used to, but we're also not in a altcoin season type of environment, though. I think we're getting closer here. I think everybody's getting much more excited about it. It's just that, this has been a very boring cycle overall. I think we can all kind of agree on that. Bitcoin's been going sideways since March, April. It's just been freaking depressing. We've seen a lot of altcoins since those highs in March, April still not make their way back up to those levels, even though Bitcoin's at all-time highs. Like, again, let's just go down the list here and put everything into perspective. Right now, Bitcoin is at all-time highs, like $74,000, $75,000. Let's go over here to a monthly chart, and we're going to look to see what's happened to a bunch of other tokens. Ethereum, that's not at all-time highs. That's not even close to all-time highs. Solana, close, but not there yet. Dogecoin, definitely not close to all-time highs. This is a little bit of a different experience, I would say, just because, of course, Dogecoin did go parabolic compared to every other token last cycle. Dogecoin was the thing. WIF, not there yet. Close, but not there yet. Bonk, no. Miro, hell no. Baby Doge, March, it's getting pretty close. Baby Doge is actually good. A little bit of a Binance up there, but it's working. STMX, no. Book of Meme, no. Sheeb, no. Pepe, close, but no. You know what I mean? Like, so there's a lot of room to go, but I mean, by the end of this month or even next month, we could see a really large pop. So I think November may be the month of doubling down, tripling down on a bunch of our altcoins. Maybe we'll make a video about this, but I mean, look at those monthly charts. We are really primed to have a nice move here for a lot of these meme tokens. And I am all in on meme tokens. Ape token? No. Ape token was up at $2.70. Bitcoin all-time highs were at $1.09. I think this goes back to what we hear from Benjamin Cohen every now and again, where he's talking about Bitcoin dominance and stuff. Bitcoin dominance at 60%. It should top off sometime soon here, and then we'll be kind of fine. XRP? Maybe. Bitcoin Cash? No. Chili's? No. I mean, we still have a lot of we still have a pretty large hole for a lot of tokens to climb out of. Now, if you look at Comp and Jasmine and stuff like that, it's going to be different than if we go over here with like a Turbo. Turbo is looking fantastic. Mog looking pretty darn good, Ocean, not too good. Matic, very not so good. But if you look at some of those meme coins, they seem to be where we're at. AI tokens are good, but they're probably a little bit of a higher risk than meme tokens. But I'm still taking an opportunity because we have no idea what crazy new AI invention may pop off at any given time. So again, we're looking really good. It's just, some of these lags, Bitcoin dominance, we're just, we're not, it's just been a rough cycle so far for everybody. But we're doing the best we can. We're holding, we're making some profits here. Why is Doge under the rest green? Dogecoin is down, or actually Dogecoin is positive right now. It's because Dogecoin went so parabolic. I don't think people realize how crazy Dogecoin's rally was back in 2020, 2021. It was crazy. There was so much money involved, so many transactions involved, so much volume being generated. It was just a different time. It just a different experience, just completely different. It was different than Bitcoin, Ethereum, every other token. It was just, it was its own thing. And because it was so propped up, it fell down so much harder than everything else. But if you still look at it like performance for Dogecoin for the past 5 years compared to a lot of other tokens, it's still doing miles better than a lot of other tokens. And it did not fall back down to the 2021 lows like a lot of other tokens did. She went all the way back down to 2021 lows. Dogecoin did not even come close to the 2021 lows. The 2020 lows, not even close. Not even close at all. And that's kind of why people like Dogecoin so much, is because it's been able to hold its value pretty well once it kind of bottomed out. I'm dying to buy the house next door, but my portfolio is just not vibing right now. Hey, you know what I mean? Give it some time here. Give it some time. Maybe not the next 24 hours, because Bitcoin could definitely take a little bit of a breather here, but I'm betting sometime in the morning we're going to see another pump if I'm lucky. And hey, Haven, happy to see my man. Did I work on the treadmill today? No. After this stream, actually, I am going to be hopping on the treadmill, and I'm going to be doing a little bit of a late night workout here. I'm going to be going to the gym. Well, I'm supposed to be actually at the gym at 7 o'clock, so maybe I'll hop there at 7:15. But yeah, I'm going to be hopping on the treadmill then. I wanted to do streams with you guys while I'm at the gym on the treadmill, but I just can't because my phone picks up all the sound from the gym, and it's not copyright music, or it is copyrighted music, so I just can't do it. But basically, yeah, I like 5-10 minutes away from my gym. I'm just gonna drive over there once I'm done with this stream. I gotta change actually. I'm in khakis and a polo shirt, but I got some sweatpants I can wear. You're holding your AI tokens for the long haul. I mean, they've been doing well so far when you have those big moves. It's just that when they go parabolic, don't be afraid to scale some out. You know, that Bitcoin 15-minute looking ready to go. I'm hoping it can pop up here. So far, we're seeing some bearishness. The only thing that has me concerned is it looks like the 4-hour chart's good to go, but we may just have to cool off overnight for a little bit. That 2-hour chart's losing momentum right here, and you see the 1 hour lose momentum. You could definitely see us coming back down here, maybe to 74,700 or as far down as 73,819 before having that next move up. It may seem like a drastic move, but I mean, look at this. We went from 75,478 all the way down here to 72,648. That was about a 4% drop in just a few hours. That can happen here, and then we just kind of grind back up. The early morning starts back up, and all of a sudden, Bitcoin's back to the races here. We're breaking through walls and stuff like that. It's not going to be too bad. But anyway, guys, I just realized I had to get to the gym, so sorry. I will see you guys a little bit later. And hope you guys all have a good night. I'm going to do streams a lot more like this coming on. I did have another video, but we'll talk about this here a little bit more tomorrow. The streams definitely get more views when I'm much more stagey and less reading every comment, so I might start doing that a little bit more. But I do read the members' comments, so I appreciate you guys a lot. I'll see you guys a little bit later. Relax, everything is good. Chill, enjoy your profits. Don't panic. Go